you did a guided meditation that I was a part of, and I just thought that you were such a delight, and I knew that I wanted you here. And now I know why, because you're from Alabama and I'm from Louisiana, and it's like the total Southern connection,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, you know your people.
Hmm.
I always like find them here in Los Angeles. It's just so funny. So I want to go right into it. So meditation, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, it's been around for thousands of years.
Correct.
So why do you think that right now, this year especially, it's so like trendy? It's like the thing.
Well, I think if we pull the lens back a little bit more and
Uh-huh.
we look at the trajectory of yoga, right?
Uh-huh.
Yoga's been around now in the wellness circles of the coasts for about 30 years now, maybe 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that yoga hit critical mass probably about 10 years ago. And so meditation has always been the main focus of yoga practice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the natural
Progression.
progression of yoga to get into meditation. So now you're seeing meditation start to expand beyond these wellness circles, and they're talking about meditation in places in the South. And because when I was growing up, nobody was talking about
They were like,
meditation.
what's that? What are you doing?
Right. So now you're starting to see it in places like Atlanta and Nashville and places like this. And I think that because there's so much content being produced in places like Los Angeles and New York, and a lot of these people are exposed to meditation, they're naturally putting that into the media.
Mm-hmm.
And social media just
Mm-hmm.
makes everything
Of course.
expand so
Right.
much quicker nowadays than it would have happened maybe 25 years
Yeah.
ago. So
Now, going back to meditation, right, where we're from, people are like, what are you doing? What does that mean?
yeah,
Let's just go bare bones
yes,
and just break it down.
sure.
Like, what is meditation? The definition.
Yeah. So to meditate is in my experience, it's a eyes closed seated practice,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when people refer to meditation, they're usually referring to any activity that kind of puts them more in the present moment and
Mm-hmm.
out of the past and out of the future. Because we all agree that when we're in the present
Mm-hmm.
moment, that's where we are able to have the best experiences.
Mm-hmm.
If you're worried about something that's going to happen in the future, if you're regretting something that happened yesterday, then it's harder to have a very positive experience in the moment. And you end up missing a lot of present moment information,
Mm-hmm.
which could then lead to making poor choices for yourself. So when you're able to stay in the present and tap into your intuition and your gut feelings and things like
Mm-hmm.
that we all have access to, it's just that there's also a lot of noise,
Mm-hmm.
but present moment awareness gives us a greater ability to access our internal cues.
Mm-hmm.
So meditation is basically a practice
Mm-hmm.
that allows us to tap into the moment. And some people will say, well, my crocheting is meditation, or
Mm-hmm.
when I play basketball, that's my meditation.
Prayer.
Prayer is meditation, and we have to really understand that meditation is a generic term, and it can
Mm-hmm.
mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And what I look at those activities are activities that are meditative, which means when you're doing the activity, you're able to be more present.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Be
able to
in a
get into the
state that you're
zone,
right.
the
Get in the
flow.
zone. Okay.
The problem with that approach to meditation, though, is
Okay.
that it doesn't carry over to beyond the activity. Whereas
Right. Where you reap the benefits of it.
when you're sitting down with your eyes closed and it's purely a practice of being instead of doing, then it's been shown to have a carryover effect beyond the practice.
Right.
And that's really what you want, because ultimately
Yes.
you don't want to have to sit down and get quiet in order to feel what's on your heart or in your intuition. You want that feeling, you want that connection to be strengthened so that you can access it in action when you need it the most. And that's the big benefit of a daily eyes closed seated practice.
So, in a daily eyes closed, seated practice,
Mhm.
meditation, what are the benefits that someone would experience?
So when I teach people, I've been teaching people for quite a while now, and one of the first benefits that I see people experience is they're able to sleep better at night, and not just kind of, marginally better, but I mean a lot better at night. And that's because a lot of people in our society, especially, are sleep deprived. We don't realize how much of an epidemic sleep deprivation has become. But if you look at all of the diseases and illnesses that we suffer from as a society, most of them are lifestyle diseases. Most of them are linked to stress accumulation. And we live these very modern, very progressive lives, which also makes us subject to accumulating lots of stress on a daily basis. And if we don't have an outlet for it, then it ends up destroying our ability to sleep well at night.
Yeah.
And we end up tossing and turning. And we're talking about people who spend a lot of money on mattresses and who have very quiet rooms. And, you have all the external elements that you need to sleep well, but you can't quite
Get there.
get there. And people start thinking, well, maybe there's something wrong with my brain.
Yeah.
My mind won't let me fall asleep. But actually, it's a symptom of a body, a nervous system that's
Yeah.
accumulated too much
Neurological.
stress.
Yes, that's right.
And that and sleep is supposed to be our body's way of releasing stress. In other words, rest. When we rest is the basis for rehabilitation of the nervous system. But if your stress intake levels exceed your daily rest levels, then it starts to diminish your rest, because now your body thinks you're under attack even when you're lying in your bed at night.
Do you track your sleep?
I don't, because I sleep well. I think people who sleep well don't need to track their sleep.
I am obsessed with sleep, by the way. I work with
Right.
Dr. Michael Bruce, who's one of the leading sleep doctors, because I was having issues. And this was before I got my stuff together, right?
Right.
Now I do all those numerous different things. But a game changer for me is I got this ring. It's called Aura Ring. It's from a company from Finland, and it tracks my sleep. So I know every single day how much deep sleep, REM, my time.
Amazing.
It was really amazing for me, because for my health. Because if I was able to do that, I could see if I needed to catch up other days. But it really was a really big deal. And what about like people getting sick, or what are some other benefits?
Yeah,
that you've
so
mentioned?
then everything ripples from there.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Because if you sleep better, you're not going to get sick as often.
Right, exactly. And the other thing about sleep, and I'm sure you know this already, but it's not really as much of a quantity issue. Like, everyone's so obsessed with how many hours are you sleeping.
It's the quality.
It's the quality, because if you're getting 10 hours and you're waking up tired, then you didn't sleep that well.
Yeah.
But if you get 5 hours and you wake up feeling completely refreshed, that's the kind of sleep you want to get.
Yeah.
So from there.
And meditation is free, right? Everybody wants to know, like, everything's so expensive in the health world. This is free.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And reap huge benefits.
And if you could invent a pill that could get the immune system back online, like meditation, that could get the reproduction system back online, that could balance the hormones like meditation, you'd be a trillionaire in about 2 seconds.
Balance the hormones. Now you're speaking my language. I love that. I'm about to go get tested for that. And the other thing I think people would really be interested in, and another huge benefit, is because you are so aware and you're so in tune with your body, aren't you making better choices with your food, probably leading ultimately a healthier lifestyle?
Well, I don't think we realize how much stress is actually calling the shots in terms of our day-to-day, moment-to-moment choices, like, what am I going to eat right now? If you have a lot of stress accumulation in your body and you're hungry, the stress is going to make you crave carbohydrate-rich foods, fries, cupcakes, cookies, And so the way we kind of interpret that is, I was listening to my body. My body told me to go and get a dozen donuts.
That's something else.
And it's the wrong part of your body you're listening to. Your body's not balanced, and so that's why you're making imbalanced choices.
Oh my gosh. Last night I ate like chocolate-covered popcorn. I know better.
Right.
But I was really stressed this week. And I wasn't on top of my game.
And that's the thing, is that the stress actually compromises it. It shuts down our ability to access our prefrontal cortex, which gives us the ability to say, I know better, and act on that ability.
I didn't want to listen to that little
everything
thing.
gets rerouted to your fear center, or your reptilian brain, which makes you just act like an animal. And you've seen dogs. You put some food in front of a dog, what's the dog going to do? Go eat it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, you guys, this is like so huge what you just said. this is, if people can apply this daily, I mean, they could really change your life,
They
right?
can from the
Change
but from the inside
from the
out,
inside
which is
out,
how
which
change
is
really
what
happens.
we want.
Yes.
Exactly. So if someone seen us today or inspired to start a meditation or kind of, you know, figure it out, see if it's for them,
Mm-hmm.
what would you suggest for them to do besides buy your book? Besides buy your book, what would you suggest? Like, what's like steps they could take, or what would you tell them?
Well, you know, honestly, I wrote this book for people in that very situation because when I first started, I had to use a lot of guesswork. I didn't really know where to start. I didn't even know how to vet different offerings. You know, should I start with an app? Should I start with an online video course? How do you know somebody knows what they're talking about?
Right.
And so that book is really a kind of a Rosetta Stone for helping people
Your
to
go-to.
understand what the meditation market consists of and how to choose the best path for you. But just if you don't have access to the book for whatever reason,
Buy it.
and
Right.
you're out there, you want to know what to do, I would
Yeah.
say try to find a teacher if possible.
Okay.
And if you find a teacher that seems like they, you know, are pretty confident in what they're talking about, look around the room and look at all the other people that the person has worked with. And if those people are dressed like you and they look kind of like they have the same lifestyle as you and they're enjoying the experience, then that's probably a good place to be.
Oh, well,
If
that's
everyone,
pretty simple.
exactly. If everyone is wearing a robe and with shaved heads,
Not good.
that's where that practice is going. So in other
Maybe
words,
you don't want to be there.
in order to be successful with that approach, you're probably going to end up in a
There.
robe with a shaved head.
Okay.
So that's, you know, and that's what people don't really understand is we kind of associate meditation with monasticism, and it doesn't have to be that. You know, it doesn't have to require all this rigid, austere lifestyle
yes.
changes. You can just be you. You can eat meat. You can drink alcohol. You can smoke cigarettes even. You can, you know, have fast food from time to time, and you can still benefit from meditation. You can still be a successful meditator. And what meditation does is over time, if there's anything that's unsustainable about your lifestyle, it'll start to make you less dependent on those things.
Right.
And that's how you make the change.
That's
It's
how you
not
make the
from
change. Better choice.
from the outside in trying to rearrange everything and then forcing yourself in this kind of pendulum effect to try to meditate. You're just going to end up frustrating yourself and then go right back in the other direction with a vengeance, like we all do.
This is why you're so good at what you do, and this is why I wanted you here to speak specifically to this audience, because I think a lot of people are in that place. Well, thank you so much for sharing
Absolutely.
your knowledge with us.
Thank you
And
for
if
having
you
me.
guys want to explore meditation a little more, please go to lightwatkins.com, right? Or pick up his book, Bliss More, How to Succeed in Meditation Without Really Trying. And he does something really cool on his website where you can subscribe, which I did, and you can get a daily dose of inspiration. So take us out with a daily dose, please.
Okay. The best indication of tomorrow's commitment is today's action. So today, don't tell us what you're committed to, show us.
Woo! I love it. I love it. I could have that tattooed on my arm. Thank you.
Thank you.